So I have a very interesting find here today on Crypto Comics. I actually have been looking for this comic book for a couple of decades for a reasonable price. When this came out in 1998, it was very expensive. It was very popular, and of course, that meant that you were not going to get issue number 1 for less than 20 or 30 bucks. I just am not going to pay that for a modern comic. No friggin' chance. This is Sunfire and Big Hero 6. Yes, that Big Hero 6 that Disney turned into a movie about 2 decades later, and that movie was excellent. I love Big Hero 6, the movie. It's absolutely superb, and it has nothing in common with this. Nothing at all. They couldn't be more dissimilar. As you can see, Baymax in this is not, a robot that's, working to help people with their physical and mental issues. We do have Hero. It's a different Hero. Sunfire is not in the Big Hero 6 movie, nor is Silver Samurai. Go-Go Tamago is, Honey Lemon is, and all the other characters we know from the movie are not featured in this at all. And like I said, I waited a long time because this is exactly what I thought I would be looking for in a comic. It looks like a lot of fun, what should be a fun, light story with a lot of humor in it. It is written by Scott Lobdell, who I can usually rely on for a pretty good story. Penciled by Gus Vasquez. He did a fine job. Bud LaRosa did the inks. Leanne Denham did the colors. RS and Comic Craft handled the letters. And basically, Sunfire is dying. And this boy, Hero, is just, the biggest fan. The biggest fan. And here's Baymax in his quasi-human-esque form. He's the bodyguard for Hero. Hero's a super genius kid. I wouldn't say he's the toast of Japan, but he's certainly the toast of his school. And he's just super depressed because Sunfire's dying from cancer. Basically, Sunfire's abilities are eating him alive. It's making his body cancerous, and that's why half of his body has been turned black here. A malignancy going on here. He doesn't want to go to school. He's taken to school. Honey Lemon's watching him from a distance. He walks into the door. Waka, waka, waka. He explains why Sunfire should not be blamed for the damage that resulted from his recent flare-ups of his atomic flame. And that's a whole backstory that we don't really need to go into that. It doesn't matter. Silver Samurai shows up to try to convince the kid, we need you. We're starting a team called Big Hero 6 to help protect Japan from villains. And he's like, oh no, I'm just a kid. Baymax shows up and is like, you're not taking this young man. I'm here to look out for him. And nope, he leaves. We don't have a team yet. Oh, here I am with Mom, and my dad passed away, but we were so proud of you and all that. Oh, I need to sneak out and go find out what's going on here. So he realizes, he basically takes his PlayStation and turns it into technology that can track down what is essentially a human-sized nuclear reactor, which is essentially what Sunfire is. And they find out he's back in Japan. He was in Canada getting treatments at Department H, if you all know Cable, you know what I'm talking about. And but now he's back, because he wants to come home to die. And yeah, where's the action? I know you're wondering, where's the action? They go to this temple, and that's an ancient monastery, and they find Sunfire, and he's like, I'm dying, and I don't want to do anything. Stop calling me Sunfire. I just want to die in peace. I'm not a hero. That old chestnut. Baymax turns into this lizard-type creature, but it's not actually a lizard. He's still a robot. You got to understand, he's still a robot. He just has this power to transform. He's going to fight. Go-Go Tamago turns into like a flaming ball of fiery energy type thing, and knocks them apart so they can't fight. And then the rest of Big Hero 6 shows up, and they're still not going to fight, and there's not going to be a battle. They're not going to form a team. No, it's time to leave. So we're leaving, and we're not joining the team. They get home, and this is the Everwraith. And this is actually a really, really awesome character who was not put to good use at all in this 3-issue miniseries. And he's basically, you know, we think that the mother is dead because they're setting up a cliffhanger. It's a good cliffhanger to set up. Oh my gosh, my mom, she's gone. She's dead. You killed my mom. And we're going to find out, though, in issue number 2 that the mother is not dead. Hero's mother is alive and well. Sunfire looks really cool. But again, not much is going to happen. Now he's in a lab, and they're experimenting on him back in Japan to see if they can save him or whatever. Blah 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 blah. They still want Hero to join the team. Hero's not going to join the team. Somebody stole all the orange pebbles, but if you find them, you can win a vacation to Florida. And they beat up all these Asian government employees, Japanese government employees, to be more specific. Samurai shows up, still trying to convince. It's just like, okay, now we're going to get a little bit of action, finally. But no, it was just a page. Gogo Tamago shows up and does her thing, and Tomba, digging this pig, digging this little caveman. It's better than this whole friggin' comic. This is the guy that's in charge of, the attempt to put Big Hero 6 together. Now, okay, so back to the Everwraith. Well, everybody was wasting time worrying about me, though. The person responsible for my actions was planning the destruction of the entire world. Because, Hero's just trying to figure out where his mom is, and he's got to break into a government facility in order to track him down. All right, that might be an exaggeration. Not the entire world. Tokyo, my sister, even here in the middle of the night, your arms open wide to embrace all manner of the children of Japan. How proud we are of them, an entire nation of survivors. They took all the very fire from the heart of a nuclear explosion. 2 nuclear explosions onto the collective breast, and rather than be engulfed by the flames of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they used the atomic crucible to forge themselves a better empire. As a byproduct of it all, as the astral embodiment of all those who died as a result of this savage scar upon what has become humorously known as civilization, I could not be any prouder of my people. Then again, let's be honest, what have they done for us lately? Oh, Jersey Devil. Ethan Van Sciver's the Jersey Devil. Oh, Tokyo, doomed. Both of us, doomed. You because of the complacency of your people. Me because I am of the past. With every day as the memory of the horror of the circumstances of my creation fades, so too do I. But I will not go quietly into oblivion. My non-existence will not have been for naught. Awkward sentence. While Japan may have turned its back on me, I will not turn my back on it. And here's Hero's mother tied up to this chair. And you're going to help me, aren't you, Mrs. Takachiho? Maybe not directly, no. But just as the loss of human life through a nuclear holocaust gave my people me, so too will your death facilitate the next great era of our otherwise stagnant culture. Trust me, together with your son, and with Sunfire, we will make Japan great again. This is 18 years before Donald Trump made America great again. He was going to make Japan great again. Think about that. How bizarre. And just so we're clear, what is this character? So the moment that the bombs were dropped, all of the souls that were killed during the nuclear explosions from Fat Man and Little Boy joined together to form this evil character. I don't know if he's evil. He could have been a lot more complex, I'll tell you that. Meanwhile, back here, nothing funny's happening with our heroes. No, still nothing funny's happening. We're still not getting in a fight. Oh, Blade! Yeah, the first good superhero movie of the modern era right there, and everybody forgets about it, but it was totally, totally awesome. Yep, we're still bored. Oh, look. Oh, Sunfire, he's still gonna die. Oh, I just want to lay here and die in front of this digital screen of a waterfall in Japan. And then he gets pissed at him because he won't get up off his deathbed and help. And he's like, I'm dying from cancer, kid. Like, look at my body. Half of it has turned black because I'm dying. And the kid is selfish and doesn't care. See what I'm talking about here? So now we're finally going to actually get to a good issue, which is issue number 3, the final issue, which is the only good issue in this whole thing. I think you could take issue 1 and 2, completely throw them away, condense them into one issue, and then rewrite it so that it's actually entertaining. And this would have been a good comic. I can't figure out how it was popular other than look at it. Doesn't it look like it's supposed to be totally awesome? And this issue is pretty good. Finding him was the easy part. That's why I left it out. Seriously, how hard is it to find a super powerful astral entity hovering over the streets of Tokyo? Streets that he pretty much destroyed just to get our attention. Not that we wouldn't have found him anyway. Remember, this is the guy who stole my mom. Whatever plans he has to conquer the world notwithstanding, he was going down. Hard. Me and my new teammates in Big Hero 6, we're going to see to that. Quint. As if there weren't enough so-called superheroes infesting the farthest corners of the planet, the government of Japan felt the need to fund their own group. Be that as it may, Silver Samurai, Gogo Tamago, Hiro Takachiho, Honey Lemon, and Monster Baymax prepare to die at the feet of Everwraith. And so they get in a fight, and it's awesome. And there's a sudden lull where he pulls the kid away, and he's like, we gotta go. And he's like, but what about Mom? If we leave, we might not find her. We both know how much she means to both of us. So I think that Hero has somehow captured like his father's essence, his father's personality, or his father's soul in Baymax. And sorry, I get distracted by SummerSlam 98. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker went at it in a match that really wasn't memorable. I'd, in fact, forgotten all about it until I read this comic. Anyway, yeah, so Robot Monster Baymax might have the essence of the father in it, and that would be revealed in the second miniseries they did, which I believe was 6 issues long, and also was not funny like this should be. But I love this shot right here. Doesn't that look fun? It sure makes you want to read a good comic. I am every soul of my people, past, present, and future. I am all spirits, forged in the heat of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Light given substance in our darkest hour. I am vengeance. I am retribution. I am Japan. And this is a really awesome villain. And I really love this concept for a villain. And I can't believe that they did not build this better. This is an incredibly weak comic book. And, you know, I'm okay with it visually. But the writing is just terrible. It's just, I mean, it's not, it's the story that's terrible. It's the story that's terrible. And I want to recommend it because what I really want to do is I just want to stop reading it. I want to just recommend the covers because the covers are really fun and make you think you're going to get a great comic. And it is a great example of, you know, Disney clearly looked at this and said, you know, there's something here. And then they opened it up and someone read it and they were like, there's nothing inside though. And so you can clearly see if you go and pick this up in your 50-cent bin, 50 cent, 50 cent, 50 cent, you'll clearly discover why everything was so radically changed for the Big Hero 6 movie. The one thing that's kind of disappointing is that the Everwraith does not get to be in there. I'm disappointed that Silver Samurai and Sunfire are not in there because this concept of 2 established heroes teaming up with 2 new heroes and a little boy with a robot, I wouldn't have him turn into this lizard monster. I think that's really stupid. I just have it be the robot. There's something there. There's definitely something there. But I can see why they radically changed it because this is not a fun story. Despite some of the fun you want to have reading it, you're not really going to get to have that fun reading it. But you want to. and you're not going to get it. So just admire the covers and instead go watch Disney's Big Hero 6, because you'll have a much better time if you just do that and you skip reading what's inside of these. But Scott Lobdell did redeem himself for me 6 years later on a comic that we're gonna cover tomorrow called Alpha Flight, the all new, all different Alpha Flight. So that is the story of Sunfire and Big Hero 6, the genesis of what is absolutely a fantastic Disney movie that, as far as I know, everyone in the world enjoyed. I know I did. I wish they would make a sequel, but instead they made a television series. And that doesn't do as much for me because I don't watch a lot of TV. I just can't keep up on that. So a movie with a beginning, middle, and end, nothing beats it, though, for me. And nothing beats these covers. Certainly not the story inside. So that's it on this slightly disappointing comic book review from Crypto Comics. And I will talk to all of you beautiful people in Webtown tomorrow.